Once again, Ryan Reynolds is back in the news as a raging sociopath who has set up his wife, Blake Lively, to fail. Ever since Ryan was a kid, he has shown disturbing signs like lighting his elementary school on fire or learning how to fake cry to get out of tough situations. Everyone likes to say that Blake Lively is a sociopath, and maybe they are correct, but we don't talk about Ryan Reynolds enough. I remember seeing Ryan in The Proposal with Sandra Bullock. I thought he was really enjoyable in that, came across as the likable, earnest, and wonderful guy. Sure, playing a role, but I like to think that perhaps that was part of him off camera as well. There were the Mint Mobile commercials and jokes in passing on the red carpets or interviews. Then came all of the negative comments by co-stars, such as how sarcastic, patronizing, and downright rude he was on set. There are certain traits that sociopaths have. Being charming is one of them. Others are being devious and secretive. Then when someone likes to light things on fire, when you learn about those notorious serial killers, you hear about these little clues of them being strange and off when they were younger. Trying to set things ablaze or trying to harm animals. Well, interestingly enough, Ryan Reynolds started to exhibit some of these symptoms when he was younger and actually lit his elementary school on fire. Interestingly, this article was thought to have actually been scrubbed from the internet. So it seems like Ryan tried to do some damage control and finally realized that it does appear to make him look crazy as well being a criminal. However, it's resurfaced and we have it. He goes into this interview trying to boast about himself, but ultimately admits to committing a crime. In a 2004 Arizona Daily Star interview, Ryan Reynolds, who was 28 at the time, described himself as always an instigator and a bad kid. He joked that he failed high school drama because he skipped class. He said he was working on personal drama. He also admitted that as a child, he set fire to a tree that led to a wing of his elementary school burning. He added that the statute of limitations had likely run out and said, "I just hope I don't find out that some poor schmo spent time in jail for it." A 1987 Vancouver Sun cover shows a school fully engulfed in flames under the headline, "School Destroyed in Flames." While Ryan Reynolds later described the damage as affecting a single wing, it looks like the original article says that the whole school was set ablaze, and they didn't know that it was Ryan Reynolds' fault back then. One person on Reddit found a link referencing the fire in 1987. Ryan would have been almost 11, not a little kid. This person writes that this Ryan guy is proud and laughs at this. Like, does he actually think about all the children who are sad to see their entire school burn to the ground?
Ryan Reynolds is, by his own admission, an arsonist. He set a fire that burned down his own elementary school, and he got away with it, and I think he thinks it's funny. And he thinks it's funny because I'm going to reference an old interview that he thinks has been scrubbed from the internet. So this fire made the front page of the Vancouver Sun, the Canadian Vancouver Sun, which we dug up. This edition is dated Monday, March 30th, 1987. It was written by Gavin Wilson. This is a very well-written story. We are showing this on screen. This is the front page, and look at the accompanying photo. This was an enormous fire. Enormous. You destroyed the entire structure. A wing? Get the fuck out of here, okay? And then that he covered up the crime until now. First of all, who sets fire to a tree? Like a beautiful, living, innocent thing. He sets fire to it.
He's a criminal who got away with his crimes, made millions, and went on to try to destroy someone's life. And it's not the only crime he's committed. Sociopaths, by definition, will just defy or ignore laws. But many are smart enough to avoid detection. Before getting into acting, it actually looks like Ryan was considering joining the fire department because his brother is a cop. But Ryan said that he wasn't able to get into the fire department. They did not accept him as a firefighter. Gee, I wonder why. So, that's why he went off to LA. Candace Owens said, "I read you that email that came in from his teacher, who said that he had like a very serious issue when he was young and talked about how he would get kicked out of his drama class and he would fake cry and do all these deranged things."
this message arrived in my box, and it's about his first drama teacher from when he was 13 years old. And I think it's interesting to share. And again, this is going to be a much older person. I think that's relevant because there are two people who always tell the truth, and that's senior citizens and toddlers. It came in from Alberta, Canada. He said, "It may be an odd thing. I was his first acting teacher. True. Summer 1989, he was 12. They enrolled him in my classes, essentially, as I found out, because they needed a break from him. Within the first 3 days, I had had enough. The other kids had had enough, and their parents were complaining because everything was about him. Self-centered, loud, sneaky, obnoxious, narcissistic, unkind, and deceitful. I spoke to the grandparents that he needed to abide by the expectations, or I'd punt him and give them a refund. The next day, same old. So I kicked him out. 2 days back with the grandparents, they begged me to take him back. So I said on a couple of conditions. He was asked, 'Ryan, is there something that you'd like to say to the other students here?' 'Yes, if I may.' He got up, tears started to well in his eyes. 'I'm so sorry that I,' heavy breathing, 'selfishly stole time from you all.' A few minutes later, he passes by me and under his breath utters, 'I was acting.' I guess he had learned something, but there was a streak in him. I wouldn't trust him. I didn't know if it was evil, insecurity, a ton, fear, psychopathy, arrogance, or just a sociopath, but he was 12.
In 2015, Ryan appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman. He said he promised Blake Lively that he would gladly lay his life down for her. Now my question is, why would anyone be insane enough to go on national TV and say this after that?
A bullet for you. I could never love anything as much as I love you. I would say that to my wife, and then the second I looked in that baby's eyes, I knew in that exact moment that if we were ever under attack, I would use my wife as a human shield.
Granted, I admit his gallows-over-the-top humor on This Is Funny. He did get a laugh. And of course, he just continued to bring up all of this wild, bizarre stuff on this TV show.
When I was little, my dad was a cop, and my brother is a Mountie. He's an RCMP officer. So I looked up to them, and I wanted to be in that field, you know. And then I think it was around 6th grade. I was my other brother, and we were at our elementary schools on the weekend, and we were trying to set fire to the building. And I thought at that moment, I'm probably not going to be a cop. And I thought maybe the next logical step was either, you know, some form of criminality or showbiz, which is almost the same thing.
Then came the time Ryan got in some hot water by making another quite odd comment, this time about his 2-year-old son. Here's how that went down.
We live in a very, like, there's nothing violent in our home. There's nothing. That kid came out with 3 things on his mind. It was violence, breasts, and engines.
Yeah.
And I really don't understand where this comes from. And I can't, if I had like 3 boys at first, I would never, there's no way.
Yeah.
I would give myself a punching vasectomy. Like, there's no way I would allow that to happen. 3 girls, just so easy. And then just the boy who's like, gotta break everything.
Do the girls like collectively feel like it's an HR issue that you've added a boy to the family?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm like in direct competition with this young man.
Sometimes it appears like he's always been told that he's a winner, or possibly a frat-type guy deep down, because he seems to be ultra dismissive of people, and just plain rude. Then there's all of the stupid anecdotes. Also, why does he constantly post pictures of his wife that are unflattering? It's almost as if she is his #1 nemesis. The way that he speaks about her at times isn't kind or respectful.
Looking back at these photos that Ryan posted of Blake, I'm not laughing anymore. Do you guys remember how for Blake's birthday or their wedding anniversary or anything like that, he would post like not flattering photos of Blake or where she's kind of blurry? And at the time we were all like, oh, ha ha ha, that's so funny, they're so silly together. But now with all of the It Ends With Us and Deadpool drama and just all of the information about the two of them that's resurfaced, I'm wondering if these were ever a joke at all. Or if Ryan having some weird resentment towards Blake has been right in our faces all along, but we just thought he was joking.
In January 2025, Ryan Reynolds presented the Wicked cast with the Best Film of the Year at the National Board Reviews Gala. In his speech, it looks like Ryan went off script, subtly shading Justin Baldoni by proclaiming stories about women seem to be held to a different set of standards. It's interesting that he also just morphed into a full-blown feminist when it's convenient for him and his wife's lawsuit.
Stories about women seem to be held to a different set of standards, and that is to say that they're often held to the standards women are held to in life. You must be perfect, you must hide your strength, you must shapeshift or placate. But Donna Langley and Universal, they know where and with whom
to place their trust, and it paid off in this film.
People were wondering why he was even there presenting this award. Like, who invited you? Ryan Reynolds has his own special way of weaseling his way into situations. In a November 2024 appearance on Rent-Free, Martha Stewart threw a dig towards Ryan Reynolds. Keep in mind that they are neighbors, so they live near each other. They see each other often when they're driving in their neighborhood.
Reynolds, is he one of those? And you want to know something? He's not so funny in real life. Really? No, he's not so funny. He's very serious. You know, Taylor, then I would do Snoop, and then I would take Ryan off it, and I would put in somebody else.
I'm so surprised that Ryan Reynolds isn't funny. This is like a shocker to me. I see him
He's a
walking
good
up
actor.
and
It's a
down.
persona. He can act funny. But he isn't funny. Maybe he can get to be funny again.
I'm so disappointed, actually.
I'm going to get in trouble. He's my neighbor. He's my neighbor.
In response to Martha, Ryan decided to write on X. I disagree with her, but I tried that once. That woman is unexpectedly spry. She really closed the gap after a mile or so. During a 2002 appearance on The Adam Carolla Show, it looks like one of Ryan Reynolds' former co-stars, TJ Miller, claimed that Ryan had been rude to him. Ryan supposedly made a snide comment to him that he wasn't the star. Threw shade at TJ's acting and his character, and even his purpose for being there.
I would not have done Deadpool 3 if they came to me and they were like, we want you to do Deadpool 3 and we're going to pay you twice as much.
Over that one incident?
Would I work with him again? No.
No.
I would not work with him
That
again.
much vitriol.
Really weird moment on Deadpool where he said, let's do one more take. And then as the character, he was like horrifically mean to me. But to me,
Cathartic.
as if I'm Weasel.
Right.
So he was like, you know what's great about you, Weasel? You're not the star, but you just, you do just enough exposition that it's funny, and then we can leave and get back to the real
So he's
movie.
riffing.
I think he's kind of an insecure dude. He's really nice, but I mean, his Twitter bio is showing you the parts of me that tested the best in focus groups. And I'm not sure that he's joking.
As long as we're talking about the Deadpool movie, there was some controversy surrounding Ryan Reynolds having his child say an explicit line in the film. He had his daughter Inez deliver a strange joke. It is, "Hey, when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's expletive deleted out of your mouth." Keep in mind that this is a 7-year-old who is saying this phrase, which is really disturbing. I honestly was rather amazed that more wasn't made about it. To the point where I thought, where exactly has our society fallen to allow this kind of inappropriate sexual talk to be said in a film by someone that young? I mean, one would think that a lot of Hollywood stars want to shield their children from this kind of environment. Sean Levy, the director, seemingly didn't understand how the line could be seen as odd, because he then went into detail that they got Inez to deliver hundreds of different iterations of her dialogue. Hundreds of times? Wow, it's hard to think of Ryan Reynolds as much of a father to allow this. Actually, she originally didn't want to say this line. She felt really uncomfortable. Apparently he said, "Okay, we're just going to replace you if you can't say it," to pressure her into it. Simply amazing. When you really want to get down to brass tacks, her mouth wasn't even visible in the kid Deadpool costume, so that line could have been dubbed in by someone else. As most of you already know, Blake Lively went to court to try and attempt to arrive at a settlement with Justin Baldoni.
We have Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni in court today for the settlement hearing, and Blake Lively seems to have the settlement in her purse and her backpack. She's also wearing 2 shirts. She seems to still be in character. Nothing could have prepared me for the fact that is tears, right? The funniest thing in this litigation was going to come today, which is Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively showing up to their settlement hearing, fucking matching outfits, to pick the same shade of green and pink. My favorite thing is Emily walking in court with Justin in hand. She leading the way. Jamie's wife, Natasha, is also there. Ryan Reynolds is nowhere to be found.
Justin, how are you feeling ahead of today's hearing? Are you hoping for your supporters? Okay.
Justin, how you doing, man?
Blake, how are you doing today? What do you guys have to accomplish today?
So Ryan was AWOL for this. A little strange to be pulling a no-show. Well, divorce rumors are not exactly new for them. Some of the things heard from time to time from Ryan do fuel the fire, pun intended. Such as the offhand remark by Ryan that Sydney Sweeney overheard on that flight, saying to someone a few seats ahead, he was just using Blake. In 2024, Blake publicly dismissed claims of any problems between them on Instagram. Ryan has also responded on X with his special blend of humor, saying that his relationship does remain intact. Well, what a twisted web they weave. We appreciate all of you watching.
If you enjoyed the video, please help our channel grow and like and subscribe. We hope to see you again soon.